Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and today I'm bringing you what's probably the most beautiful film I've ever done. So let's have the map up first of all so you can see why. We're starting off in the hills high above Pano Panagia, and we're driving down the Vouni Trail, believe it or not, all the way to Pano Panagia itself. And from there we're driving along the main road until we stop with a nice view of the Kannaviou reservoir. So yes, I've driven to a plateau above Pano Panagia so I could fly the drone. And the quickest way back down is by following the Vouni Trail, which is what we did. We followed it a bit too closely, I think. There was one bit when I should have stayed on the road for a longer, easier route, but I took the direct one. It's easier to spot that when you're ascending the hill, I have to say, which we did last year, and I did an article on that. Anyway, before we get to the prettier stuff, I think I will get the marketing stuff out of the way. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like what you see here, or if you prefer the sea fun stuff that we do as well. But either way, subscribe, because we try and do a mix of to please everybody, including myself. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Life page and bung us a few coffees. All contributions are greatly received. And if you want to get something in return, then go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Life, and there you can buy memorabilia of Paphos, from phone covers, calendars, pictures, cups, even a t-shirt, all using artwork that we've done recently. So you can imagine if any of this artwork that I filmed with the drone appears, it would look absolutely stunning. And also follow us on Facebook, our Paphos Life group. Paphos Life page, and join our Paphos chat group or our Cyprus chat group if you want to talk about the whole of Cyprus. But look at the scenery here. It is absolutely breathtaking. That's Paphos Forest in the distance. Now to the left of us, if you want to get your bearings, if you've been up here, is where the fire watch station is. So we're just going down the hill from there, and this is not a route where you drive like a boy racer, it has to be said. It features, this film, one of my favourite sites is the shadows of clouds on the forest. For some reason I really like that. It's absolutely breathtaking. We're going to be turning left here. I've driven up here a couple of times in the past, and I've walked up here as well, but I never get disappointed. It's just so lovely up here. To actually, the route, I didn't come up this way and then come back down again. There's an easier route to get to the top. If you go through Pano Panagia from the direction of Polemi, and then carry on as if you're heading for Statusaias Photios, you'll see a little sign pointing up, a left turn with a little church symbol on it. If you take that and then keep looking out for the signs, you'll eventually get to the top. You need a 4x4 though. And yes, I was up here flying the drone. You'll see footage of that in the next day or two, and it's amazing. I think the footage was about 7 minutes long, which is about over double the time I normally do for drone flight, but it was just so nice. So beautiful. The forest is just stunning. Every time someone says there aren't enough trees in Cyprus, I just think, you haven't been to the forest, have you? I mean, I know it. They do need to plant them when they're doing work down in the cities, and they are. They may not be planting them where you think they are, but they are getting planted. Just take a look to the left of Sodat Beach or to the right of Lighthouse Beach and you'll see plenty. But anyway, Yeah, but up in Paphos Forest, nothing but trees. And here is lots of vineyards. There's a number of wineries around here, and the grapes will have been harvested by now, and they're slowly turning autumnal, and they'll eventually all die down. And then early in the new year, people will come, and this is where I went wrong here. I should have stayed on the high road, but I took the low road. It looks okay at the moment, but it gets a bit dodgy in a minute. And if I was going in the opposite direction, I would be walking, but if I was driving, I would see that that was not the route to take. Anyway, I drove up, as I said, a different route further up, which was easier. But because I was going downhill and I could just take it slowly, it wasn't an issue. But yes, in this new year, they'll go round and they manually basically give all the vines growing a decent prune. You'd be amazed at the amount of work that actually goes into keeping these vines in good shape. I know this because there's a vineyard just opposite our house. This is where it's a bit tricky. And throughout the year I see the farmer tending to his crop. Nice and slowly you got to do this. But eventually you'll get back to the road that you would have been on had you stayed on the high road. And after this we stick to more, I wouldn't say main roads, more tracks rather than follow the Vouni path directly. It's especially true at the end, just because at some points it does actually just turn into a path as opposed to a farm track. Now you may be wondering what happens if you meet a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, and you're about to find out. But it's always important when you're driving roads like this to keep an eye out. See, for instance, there's a little turning to my right which I can use if I have to reverse. There's another viewpoint here. There are a number of these on the route. A good place to get your breath back. See here though, there's a chap coming the other way, and he has obviously been paying attention too. He's seen me and he knows that there's a little junction just behind him. So he's reversing. Didn't know very far to reverse, which is fortunate. Allowing me to go down this route here and a nice little wave to each other, always important. Be polite and friendly. Now I'm once again descending towards Pano Panagia. It saddens me a little bit that films like this will never be as popular as anything I do in Paphos seafront or the harbour area or the coast paths and stuff like that, just because a lot of people aren't interested in this kind of scenery, which I can't understand it myself. I suppose it might be because it's hard to get to, but if you're fit, the walk from Pano Panagia up to the top is an amazing hike. Really enjoyable. I did it last year when my brother came to visit me. We do actually have a number of walks listed on the website. If you go to paphoslife.com, I think it's just /walks. If that doesn't work, try /walk. Or either that or go to the blog directory and then you can use the filters there and just select walks in there. It's all the same. But you'll see this one, you'll see the Aphrodite Trail and a number of other ones, some well known, some not so well known. But as always, if you're walking, especially in the summertime, make sure you bring plenty of fluid with you and peanut brittle and stuff like that. When I was trekking in Nepal years ago, I used to love the peanut butter. Like, the trouble was, I was doing the Annapurna circuit and the left-hand route, And I think I ate all my peanut brittle in about the first 3 days, which made trekking a bit lighter to carry, but wasn't good for my rationing. But yeah, so if you do like this sort of film, then do make a point of sharing it at the very least, so I know, because the more popular they become, the more I'll be encouraged. I'm always encouraged to do stuff like this, because I far more enjoy stuff like this than the usual driving around the city, just because it's more enjoyable. And if you can't see why, then I don't know what to say to you, basically. I mean, if I could do a drive like this once a week and get away with it, I would. I think the audience figures would plummet, unfortunately. And these sort of roads are normally maintained by just sending a bulldozer up them, if you're wondering. Be amazed at how many roads can appear in the middle of nowhere with the help of a friendly bulldozer. And what often happens is that when the winter rains come, they will leave a big trench in the middle of the road, where it's basically it's turned into a little stream, and the power that I had to do like a 5-point turn here, because the road was so the turning was so sharp. But yes, I mean, if they're not concreted like this, they can become treacherous after the rain. And soon we'll be in Pano Panagia. And Pano Panagia itself is a very nice village, well worth visiting. I think it features in our first road trip ebook, though it might have been the second. I think it was the first one, yeah, pretty sure about it. And there's some historical attractions here, and you're very near a couple of monasteries, which are nice. Well, one of them in particular, it's very, very beautiful, the monastery is. And there's some nice restaurants here too. There's even a supermarket. I don't think there's any way you can get any petrol though, so if you're heading out this way, I know on the B7 as you come into Polemi, there's a petrol station there, so you fill up there, or fill up in Paphos. But you won't be able to get any fuel up here, I don't think. I could be wrong though. And look how good the road is here though. They really do maintain their roads well. They do put the UK to shame, I have to say. So now we're back in the village. We've had our hiking drive, so to speak. And we're going to be driving through the village now, and going out the other side and finishing with a view of Kannaviou reservoir from a distance. I will fly the drone over it, but I didn't do it today because I'd used up all the batteries on the top. But I have flown Evretu recently, and that's very low now. I'll publish a film of that in a couple of days. Just let this car go past. Normally I'd edit it out, but I'd forgotten that was there. And as I'm here now, I may as well just carry on talking. But this is the very beautiful Pano Panagia. Slight little wobble on the camera there for some reason. There's a supermarket. There are various parking spaces. And if you go off the main road, you'll find a lot more. Right, if you go right, you'll be heading towards Cedar Valley and Kikos Monastery, which is an interesting drive if you do it once. I mean, driving through the forest to get to see Kikos Monastery, it's not the thing I do every day of the week, because it just gets very monotonous after a while. Because the forest tends to blend into itself, And the roads are very winding. It's not as bad as going from Kikos Monastery to Pomos though. My God, that's a drive and a half. I did that once. And I wouldn't do it again because I don't know, it seems to take about 3 hours or something. And it's just winding bendy road after winding bendy road. I think I saw about one car coming the other way and all that. But there are some people on here, probably someone leave a comment saying, oh, we love that. And fair enough. Fair play to you. But it's not for me. I mean, in the 4th road trip ebook that we did, that covers the Pomos, actually no, the 3rd one that covers Katapergos to Pakiamos. I do go a little bit through Paphos Forest as an option, only for about half an hour, just so you can get a feel of it, and then you'll realise, oh yeah, that's half an hour's enough. I've had my fill of that. Anyway, we just went past the winery, and I do believe they do tours and stuff. Probably get a meal there as well. And we're just driving down to the little village below Pano Panagia, and there's a mosque down here as well. And there's a little chapel there they just built. Believe it or not, I don't think it was last year, but the year before, I did a film driving up here all the way to old Statusayas Photios in thick snow. And I'd got the camera on the roof, and I had to take it off the roof eventually because it just turned into a big snowball. And so I just stuck it on the inside for a change. You don't get very good quality footage if you do that, but it's better than a big snowball, which is basically 0 footage. But yes, so all the road here had lots of snow on it, and I do hope that we get that this year, because I know the reservoirs desperately need the water. Don't want to keep going on about the reservoirs though, because I've got a couple of films in the bank for them, but it'll get a bit boring otherwise. Plus, which there's nothing that any of us can really do. Anyway, so we're just coming down. I'll see if I can pronounce the village. It's a bit of a Aspergia, I think, is where we're heading for now. It's a big old loop, this. I was annoyed by that loop because if it had been smaller, I could have done you a higher scale map. But it meant I had to make the bit up the top side a bit too condensed for my liking. So yes, if you do want to see more films like this, then leave comments saying, oh yes, more films like this, or something a bit more imaginative than that, and I will be happy to do them. It's just that as it stands, this won't get anywhere near as many views as the city films. So I am forced in some respects to modify my output to suit my viewers. But don't worry, no matter what happens, I will still have these sort of films occasionally, just for my own sanity, if nobody else's. And here comes the village. And we'll just go, and where I park, by the way, if you're going to have a picnic here, don't park where I park, because I was just stopping to take the camera off the roof. It's actually I parked on a road. And if you stop there and have a picnic, sooner or later someone's going to honk their horn at you because they'll want to go down it. So there's the mosque on the right that I mentioned. It's not obviously a working mosque now. There's the picnic site on the left. And there's the view of Kannaviou reservoir just coming into play there. There it is. And on that note, I will say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next film. Cheers.